Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be talking about all our rods. We're going to do a little rod and reel arsenal. I'm going to start it off. First rod I got here, this was like my cranking rod. Got a little square bill on there right now. It's a medium action Rhino Rod, 6 foot, a little shorter than I like. And I have that paired up with a Abu Garcia Black Max, one of my first bait casting reels. It's about 50 bucks. Not my favorite setup, but gets the job done. Next up I got my, this is my Black Max rod that came with that reel, but I switched it off and put this Shakespeare Agility on it. I liked it on this rod better. This is my jig rod for the most part. Got a little flip and jig on that. It's a 7 foot medium heavy. Pretty, a little beefier than the last one. I got that paired up on 30-pound braid for flipping and pitching. I got my Gander Mountain setup. This is a Gander Mountain Tournament Series reel. Pretty nice reel for the most part. And I got that paired up with a Gander Mountain Vortex rod. It's a 6'6" medium heavy. Like the medium heavies. I got that underspin on it right now. Pretty cool little rig there. And that's it for me. I know, not as many rods, but just started fishing really hard this summer, so get into Austin's rods now.
What's up guys, I'm going to talk a little bit about my rod and reel arsenal here on the boat. This is a Daiwa Tatula Type R. It's I think it's a 6:3 to 1. Yeah, 6:3 to 1 gear ratio. I pretty much just use a Texas rig on it right now. It's on a 7'3" medium heavy Abu Garcia Vendetta rod. Alright, next up we have my Abu Garcia. This is a Pro Max. It's like, I think it was $100 for the whole entire thing, so it's a really cheap setup, but it's really good. I like it. It's a quicker reel. It's a 7.0 to 1 ratio, and I only throw a Carolina rig on this. This is my favorite rig to throw. The rod is a 7 foot medium heavy, which a lot of guys like to use a heavy rod for Carolina rigs, but I like a medium heavy. I can feel a little bit better on the bottom what's going on. Next up we have an old Bass Pro Shops Tourney Special reel. This thing's probably like 10 years old and it's still getting the job done. The gear ratio is 6:3 to 1. It's on a 7 foot 6" heavy rod, and I only throw Alabama rigs or like a big swim bait on it. This is my meat stick. Alright, this here's my spinning reel setup, spinning rod. My spinning rod setup. The reel's super cheap. I got it at Kmart just to have in the boat as a backup, and ended up going on this rod. It's a Mitchel. I think it was like 10 bucks on clearance, and it works really well actually. So you don't need a super high dollar rod and reel setup to catch fish. It's on a Furance Bay rod. My uncle gave this to me a couple years ago, so I don't know anything about the company. It's a 6'6" medium action with an extra fast tip, and I absolutely love this rod. I can feel everything on it perfectly. It has enough backbone to rip in big fish. It's sensitive enough to feel small fish, and this is probably my favorite rod in the whole boat. It's like my go-to setup for when the bite's tough. Alright, next up we got my Black Max, Abu Garcia. It's a 6'3" to 1, I think, 6'2" to 1. It's on a 6'6" medium heavy, and it's kind of short, but I use it for crankbaits. I got a bladed jig on here right now. It's kind of, I don't really use it a whole lot. I'm not a big crankbait guy, but I do get it out occasionally. I actually picked it up in New Jersey when I was at the beach. But it's a pretty nice setup. It was 50 bucks. So if you're just getting into fishing and you want a cheap bait cast to pick up to learn on, this is a good one to go for. Alright, last I have my Lews. I just picked this reel up, this rod and reel up probably 2 weeks ago. I don't even know what it's called. It's a Lews Tournament Speed Spool. It's a 7.5 to 1 10 bearing. I got it on a left-hand retrieve because I use it for jigs. So when I'm out there pitching, I can get my hand back on the crank right away for a quicker bite if he catches it on the drop. The rod's a 7 foot 3 inch medium heavy, and a lot of guys again like to use heavy for jigs, but I like the medium heavy. The rod's pretty nice, it has these cool grips on it. kind of tacky, kind of feels like a baseball bat. The tip's nice and sensitive. I really like having it on my right hand instead of my left hand. It's more comfortable for me. Alright guys, if you want to know more about the rod and reel specifications, it'll be in the description below.